Hello, I'm Raymond Mayfield, and it's great to be with you today on this broadcast. Thank you so much for listening to this program today. And I want to speak to you on such a tremendous subject today, one that's of interest in the news and all over the world and in this nation. I want to talk to you about the conflict between the Muslims, the Jews, and the Arabs. One of the most interesting places I think there is in the world is the land of Israel. I have never been to Israel, but have studied the history of Israel for many years. When Abraham and Lot separated, way back in Genesis 13, 14, and 15, the Lord said unto Abraham, Lift up thine eyes, and look upon the place that thou art northward, and southward, and eastward and westward, for all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it to thee and thy seed forever. I believe God's word is true, and I believe with all my heart that is a promise to Israel forever. Many writers say this encompasses many square miles. In 1967, Israel recovered and recaptured some of the land they had lost. It was kind of a miracle war, and thank God it happened. They still don't own all the land that rightfully belongs to them. The Prime Minister of Israel refuses to surrender land today, and he is in the news a lot today, and thank God he has taken a stand for what belongs to Israel. And he will not give up what God has given the Israel people. I know there's a great deal of pressure coming even from our government for him to surrender up land, but I thank God that he's taken a stand that he is, and God bless him and help him today. When Abraham had two sons, one by a handmaiden named Hagar, and Ishmael came on the scene, God promised him a son through Sarah that become the promised child, and his name was Isaac. Ishmael and Hagar were sent away. I'm sure this created a lot of hostility. I'm sure that when the angel told Hagar that Ishmael would be the father of a great nation in Genesis 21:18, but then it goes on further to say in Genesis 16 and 12, it says that Ishmael would be like a wild donkey of a man. His hand would be against everyone, and everyone's hand against him, and he will live in hostility toward all of his brothers. The root of bitterness that existed back in the days of Abraham does not explain all the hostility that's going on in the land of Israel and around that region today. The religion of Islam, which is a majority of Arabs follow, can be more pronounced today. The Quran contains some contradictory statements on how Arabs should treat Jews. In one place it tells Muslims to treat Jews as brothers, and in another place it commands Muslims to attack Jews who refuse to convert to Islam. The Quran teaches that Ishmael was the promised child, and the Bible teaches that Isaac was the promised child. Ever since 1948, when the United States and the UN declared that Israel was a nation, there has been great hostility between the Arab and the Jews. It's just a little nation surrounded by Jordan and Syria and Saudi Arabia and Iraq and Egypt. And in Psalms 122 and 6 it says, Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. And another controversy is the Temple Mount. Who really owns that Temple Mount? And Muhammad, he thinks he owns the Temple Mount there. But I want to tell you, God owns that Temple Mount. When Abraham sacrificed his son there on Mount Moriah, it was an indication of the exact location of where God wanted the third temple to be built. And I believe that third temple is about to be built, and I'm looking for Jesus to come very soon. And I want us to pray for the peace of Jerusalem today. Would you, friends and neighbors that are listening today, pray for the peace of Jerusalem? And I'm praying that for the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all those that oppose him will find their rightful place. I'll tell you what, God is going to judge the nations that try to judge Israel and try to persecute Israel, and there is going to be a judgment for those. There's going to be a time where there's going to be a peace pact, and I don't know what's going to happen in that peace pact, but I do know this for sure, that the Gentiles are going to take over the land of Jerusalem and Israel for a period of 7 years, and there's going to be a great tribulation period. But I want to tell you, Jesus is coming back to this world again. I'm excited. Jesus is coming again, and I'm looking for him. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. This is Raymond Mayfield, and I'll talk to you again real soon.